boys and girls. This is the Varadero cam chain tensioner. This sucker here. It was rattling like bloody hell. And originally I thought it was valve. Valve needed adjusting. And I checked the valves and it was fine. And it was still rattling. And as it turned out, a bit of googling and things, the front cylinder doesn't get the same amount of oil pressure as the back cylinder. So subsequently, these cam chain adjusters, sorry, they do get jammed, and that's what happened to this one. Whereas it wasn't fully adjusting. I mean, don't get me wrong, when it's installed, they don't come out all the way anyway. But it wasn't adjusting to the correct. It wasn't coming out enough to put the correct tension on the cam chain, so it was rattling. That's basically what it is. Took it out, and it wasn't out all the way. And once it's out, it should spring out all the way, and it wasn't. So I pulled it like that, and it did come out about that much. So obviously it got seized. Generally what happens is, well, what usually happens anyway, the spring goes, so you can just push it in on its own. But that's not the case with this, it wasn't fully adjusting. But because they don't get enough oil in front, these get a bit gunked up with sludge and get jammed. I've replaced it anyway, I put a new one on it, but as it turned out I'm just going to clean this one. This is the adjuster. And what usually happens is, once you pull it out, just pull it in there, turn it clockwise, should wind it in. Once you pull it out, it does spring out all the way like that. Because what normally happens is, if you put it in, and then that presses against the guide and puts the correct tension. Like I said, it wasn't coming out enough to put tension on it. It doesn't come out all the way, because obviously when it's installed, it presses against the thing anyway. Anyway, I pulled it like that and it popped out. What I've done with this one is cleaned it with WD-40. Stuck it down there and in there and washed it all out. It works fine now. So I could technically pull that back on, but I don't want to because I'm putting it on anyway. When you come to reinstall these, do not install it like that with it fully adjusted out, because it can put way too much tension on the chain. It's a bit fiddly, but what you have to do is wind it in like that, all the way. When you get to the end, don't overturn it because you'll jam it or break the spring. You know what you do is, better with this is just a lump of wire, you get a screwdriver. Just hold it like that, install it, put in the screws, finger tight as much as you can, and then release the tension. So it does that, you know what I mean? And then it'll adjust to the correct gap and tension for the chain. Do that. Like this one's working fine now anyway, so I'll save this anyway in case I need it. The back one was no problem, but like I said, the front one, because they don't get as much oil as the back one, you can't probably getting gunked up with shit. Like, it's shit out of the oil, what normally your oil filter. Like tiny bits of metal or cloves or oil or whatever. But when you've removed this out your bike, it is very important that you don't move the bike at all in any way. Don't play with gears, don't pull clutch in, don't move the bike, don't do nothing while this is out, because the chain could potentially jump a tooth from any timings out, and then you could smash your valves or anything. So once this is out your bike, do not move the bike at all in any way, shape or fucking form. because you cause some right shit when you come to start it. Like I said, other than that, it's perfectly safe. Just remove it. Clean it as much as you can with WD-40 in there, especially because I think that's what got jammed with the adjuster, so it wouldn't adjust properly. Like I said, this one's fine, so I couldn't technically like it, but I want to do one better and wipe out it. That's it really. What I would do with any Varadero, even if it's not rattling, I'll take the front one out and give it a good clean and make sure it's coming out properly and the adjuster's working properly. I'll do that anyway just to be absolutely sure, because if these fuckers jammed up completely, well, in a world of hurt, aren't you? The valves will be smashed to shit. You know, the engine's fucked. This is a very common problem on Varaderos as far as I understand, but only on the front one, like I said, because of oil. Anyway, that's it. I'm not waffling on too fucking much. That's it. Bob's your uncle. Just do that. I were going to draw a diagram on here, but I'm not going to teach you to say it. You're not an idiot. It's perfectly easy to understand how these things work. Anyway, there you go. Hope it's useful to you guys. Ride safe and be good.